Hey everybody, welcome back to Prescription Bourbon. I'm DMC from Louisville, Kentucky. Today I'm doing a quick hit review of Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series 2022 limited release BRT-02. Alright, so Maker's Mark has been releasing these wood finishing series for the last couple of years. They do 2 a year. They are limited releases. Last year they were called FAE 01 and 02. This year, 2022, they're called BRT 01 and 02. This particular one, the BRT-02, comes in at 109.4 proof. So this is finished very similar to Maker's 46 with 10 oak staves. This particular one says the stave details are 10 virgin toasted French oak staves. So these are 10 French oak staves that have been toasted. And generally French oak, to me, gives a little bit more spiciness, almost similar to a rye spiciness, so a little prickly spiciness on the tongue. To whereas, Maker's Mark is a wheated bourbon. So wheated bourbons a lot of times are softer and really hit the tongue on the sides a little differently and aren't as spicy as rye. So this is going to be the French oak fighting the wheat. So we'll see where that comes in. And this does give some tasting notes here in the label. Several whiskeys do that. Probably everybody doesn't get all the notes, but there are just some notes that you might find in there. This particular one says a dark expression filled with notes of fruit, nut, and chocolate. So be interested to get into this. So this is basically a cask strength, 109.4 proof, Maker's 46, similar to Maker's 46. So on the nose, this one, I know the tasting note mentioned chocolate there. On the tail end of this nose, I do get a hint of chocolate on the nose. So it's not actually a flavor that I get that often. I know some people get chocolate notes a lot more commonly than I do, but I do get them occasionally. But I'm definitely getting a nice mellow oak aroma on this. And then maybe it seems like there's some sweetness in there with that, but it finishes up with a hint of chocolate. So very interesting. Give this a taste. Cheers. Oh wow, it's nice. Very nice sip there. I do get some oak on the tongue. I do get the spiciness on the edges of the tongue, but I do get that prickly spiciness coming out on the top of the tongue on the finish too. So I believe those edges of the tongue are coming from that Maker's Mark wheat, and then that finish spice is coming from that French oak staves. So along with that oak, I'm getting a little bit of fruitiness. It's a dark, like a dark cherry type fruitiness. Not a sweet cherry, not a bright cherry. It's definitely more of just a dark cherry flavor there. I'd say the oak spice wins out there though. Medium long finish. It's a very enjoyable sip. So so this is a good pickup. These at retail, these are $65-$70. So a little bit more than just a standard Maker's 46 cask strength. But it's neat to try these different expressions. So I'm not getting any of that chocolate on the taste. I'm getting more fruit on the nose now though. So I get the fruit on the nose and the taste. I just get the chocolate on the nose only. The oaks across the board there comes in very nice. The BRT-01 from this year Didn't have the French oak staves, and it's what they did with it was they basically rotated the barrels, top of the warehouse, bottom of the warehouse. So it was a rotational thing. They were testing out with the experimental thing. So whereas this BRT-02, the experimental part of it was more of the stave profile. So yeah, it's nice that they're putting these out. It's some different bottling, some different expressions. So it's always nice to have options out there. And this right now is late fall 2022. It's now already November. These have been on the shelves for a month, maybe two. I think they get released, nationwide. But everybody doesn't get them at the same time. So be on the lookout for them. You might find on the shelf. They might go quick in your area. They might sit there for a while. You never know. So I definitely saw the BRT-01 on the shelf first this year by itself, and I passed on it. I didn't pick it up. I waited, and then I finally saw the BRT-02, and I've actually seen it more than I saw the BRT-01. So you never know what you're going to find. So yeah, that gets more and more enjoyable as I sip that. The oakiness and the spice just gets more pronounced. It's that fruit flavors there. The finish is so pleasant. So very, very enjoyable. All right, everybody, I hope you liked what you saw here. Hit that like button if you liked what you saw here. Hit subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Remember, everybody, all bourbon is whiskey, but all whiskey is not bourbon. The best bourbon comes from Kentucky. The best whiskey comes from America. Cheers.